Welcome back to Foxy Cheating Tales. Today we're diving into not one, not two, but three intense stories of love, betrayal, and the unexpected twists that life throws our way. Each story has its own heartbreaks, lessons, and shocking endings. Buckle up. It's going to be an emotional roller coaster. My boyfriend of 4 years cheated many times, and he found out about an old friend of mine and wants nothing to do with me anymore when I went to jail. My boyfriend, now ex, was everything to me. We had a great bond and friendship inside our relationship. He did cheat on me a lot. I'm a chubby girl, but he's in great shape with a handsome face. This will necessary to say for the below. He's cheated on me with many girls. His ex, child's mom, even got her pregnant into a year of us dating. When he told me about the pregnancy, I felt so hopeless. I did break up with him and spent a lot of time drinking with coworkers. A coworker grew fond of me, but I was always honest about my relationship. My ex was in contact with me for a bit, but I didn't let it get too far, nor did I hang out with him. He did end up getting an abortion, but that didn't stop him from still having sex with her, so I have him a lot of space. He did call, she'd text a lot wanting to be together. With the old coworker, I did let him take me out on 2 dates. Only told my ex about one, and he lost it. He forgave me, but he retaliated by being with another woman. My ex stopped believing in love prior to me, but he told me I brought that back for him, so he was hurt. I ended up telling my coworker that I was grateful, but I didn't want to lead him on, so I paid for the second date. He wasn't very nice to me at all, so I cut ties with him. I quit a while after and got a new job. A couple months ago, my landlord kicked out my roommates and I due to one of the roommates fleeing and not paying rent. She didn't want to deal with it anymore, so I had no place to go. I told my ex and we were together again, and he didn't offer me a place. It was either move across the country with my godmother or rent a room in one of the most dangerous cities in my state. I said goodbye to my ex because I was just going to go to Florida. He was sending me places to live, but I was hoping he'd let me stay with him. 2, he offered me a place to stay a week after I moved into the new apartment. It was already too late. I gave him my deposit. I did remember that my old coworker had an aunt we both worked with a vacant apartment in her house. I messaged him after not speaking for almost a year and a half, and he was kind about it. I ended up moving in. I told my ex about the place, but not how I got it. My old coworker assumed I was single, so he would bring me fruit and try so hard to see if I need renovations and stuff. He kept coming over because his grandpa lived downstairs, and his aunt told me he's never visited his grandpa until I moved in. I told him there's no need to bring me a nothing or do anything, and to stop flirting with me, that I was in a relationship still. He wasn't so nice. He was being an asshole to me very badly. I made the mistake of being late on rent due to hours cut at my job. I ended up telling the coworker if he can speak to his aunt for me because I was doing Uber Eats to make up extra cash, and it wasn't enough. I went to jail last weekend for a suspended license. Money was bad when I got my hours cut. I stayed for 5 days. My ex was there for me the whole time. The old coworker ended up telling my cousin I'm missing due to me telling him I'm doing Uber, and I have a warrant. I may not be out to pay rent. Should have just told my landlord. My coworker ended up saying I was his girlfriend. I confronted him when I came out, but all he says was he's drunk and he laughed at me. My cousin ended up telling my ex about this guy being around me and me inviting him out one year for Halloween. My ex was pissed and said a lot of mean words to me. I told him that I never had sex nor kissed this man, and it was because I thought we wouldn't be together after the pregnancy. He doesn't want to talk to me and looks at me as a liar and is now telling me I was the one who gave him an STD I caught. I knew my ex gave it to me, but he came out negative the first test and then came out positive the second. I told him it wasn't me. I don't know what to do anymore. I didn't cheat on him, ever just tried to move on when we weren't together. But I ended up back with my ex and he still cheated many times after. I feel like complete shit right now. But I also think it's easier for him to hate me than him to willingly leave. He also says I only stayed with him because I can't find anyone else better looking than him to date me. I am a chubby girl, but I have a very pretty face in my opinion. There were many men of all kinds and women who have approached me during the time of our relationship and before. He was my best friend. He tells me he still loves me, but he never wants to be with me again, and laughs that he messed with a dirty woman due to the positive STD results. I just can't deal with all this bad luck right now. And just when you thought things couldn't get more complicated, our next story takes betrayal to a whole new level. Let's see how this one unfolds. Example 37F left me 39M for 34F and now wants to come back, need advice on a different kind of problem. Names changed and story generated and modified a bit so that we are not easily recognized, but all based on real event. 2 years ago, my high school sweetheart and wife of 15 years left me for another woman. The divorce that followed was a difficult and emotional process. We had to navigate the complexities of custody, child support, and property division. In the end, I gained custody of the kids and bought X out of her share of our home, which has been a stabilizing force for the kids. Despite the challenges of our divorce, my ex-wife and I have managed to maintain an amicable relationship for the sake of our children. We communicate regularly, but it is all about the kids and their anxieties. After the divorce, my parents, who live nearby, have been a huge help. They pitch in with childcare, homework, and even cooking dinner sometimes. I don't know what I'd do without them. Despite my best efforts, the kids struggle to accept their mother's new relationship. Emily, who's 13, refuses to speak to her mother, while 10-year-old Jack barely acknowledges her. I encourage them to maintain a relationship with their mother, but they're still hurting from her departure. As a result, my ex-wife, who's 37, has broken off her relationship with her partner. She apparently blamed her partner for breaking up her family, or at least her kids. I feel a tiny pang of regret. Should I have tried more? Should I be more supportive? But this is not my current problem or my cross to bear. I'm faced with a new and unexpected challenge. My ex-wife is calling me nonstop, begging to move back in with us. She claims she wants to rebuild her relationship with the kids and maintain a platonic relationship with me. This is not forever, but she is looking for a year or two or till her relationship improves. While we've remained amicable, I've moved on and I'm not interested in any close relationship with her, platonic or otherwise. I've even started dating occasionally, though nothing serious has come of it yet. And the kids? Will they even want their mother living with us again? I try to convey my reservations to my ex-wife, but she's insistent. She pleads with me to reconsider, saying she'll live in the basement and won't disrupt our lives. Now her friends and family have started pleading as well. Is there any good that can come from letting her come back? Or any silver lining? Has anyone come across any similar situation? There it was. Text with some guy named Tom. Flirty messages, heart emojis, plans to meet up. I felt sick to my stomach. One message stood out. Last night was amazing. Can't stop thinking about you. When she came out of the shower, I confronted her. She looked panicked, but quickly tried to play it cool. And then she hit me with the excuse of the century. It's not what it looks like. I'm helping him practice flirting because he's bad at talking to women. I stared at her, waiting for her to laugh or say she was kidding, but she was dead serious. I couldn't believe she thought I'd buy that. I asked her about the last night was amazing text, and she doubled down, saying they were acting out scenarios. At that point, I told her to pack a bag and leave. She begged me to let her explain more, but I couldn't listen to any more lies. Now I'm here, trying to process everything. How do you stay with someone who can look you in the eye and lie like that? Part of me misses her, but the other part feels like I don't even know who she is anymore. And just when you thought things couldn't get more complicated, our next story takes betrayal to a whole new level. Let's see how this one unfolds. Caught my partner cheating, but their excuse was unbelievable. I never thought I'd be one of those people writing about infidelity, but here I am. I, 28-year-old guy, have been with my partner, 26-year-old girl, for 5 years. I thought we had a great relationship, good communication, shared goals, and what I thought was mutual respect. Turns out I was wrong. A couple of weeks ago, I noticed she was being weird with her phone. She never used to be secretive, but now it was either glued to her hand, flipped over on the table, or tucked away in her bag. I didn't think much of it at first because I trusted her, but the signs started piling up. She'd stay late at work more often, disappear for hours on weekends, and when I'd ask her about it, she'd get defensive. The breaking point came last week. She said she was going to a friend's house but didn't come home until 2 a.m. Something just didn't feel right, so I did the one thing I never thought I'd do. I checked her phone while she was in the shower. There it was, text with some guy named Tom, flirty messages, heart emojis, plans to meet up. I felt sick to my stomach. One message stood out. "Last night was amazing. Can't stop thinking about you." When she came out of the shower, I confronted her. She looked panicked but quickly tried to play it cool. And then she hit me with the excuse of the century. "It's not what it looks like. I'm helping him practice flirting because he's bad at talking to women." I stared at her, waiting for her to laugh or say she was kidding, but she was dead serious. I couldn't believe she thought I'd buy that. I asked her about the "last night was amazing" text, and she doubled down, saying they were acting out scenarios. At that point, I told her to pack a bag and leave. She begged me to let her explain more, but I couldn't listen to any more lies. Now I'm here, trying to process everything. How do you stay with someone who can look you in the eye and lie like that? Part of me misses her, but the other part feels like I don't even know who she is anymore. And there you have it. 3 tales of love, heartbreak, and the choices that define us. What would you have done in their shoes? Let us know in the comments which story resonated with you the most. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories here on Foxy Cheating Tales. Until next time, take care of your heart and those you love.